So I'm going to run through the personal details section of the UCAS form. So when you log in, you'll be faced with the welcome screen, which is this page here. If you navigate to the left-hand side, there's a little section on the left that allows you to cycle through the different sections of the UCAS form. So if you click on personal details, so some of the fields will have already been populated with information that was collected when you actually make the account. So as you can see, it's already got my title, gender and name inputted, as well as my address. The fields with little asterisks next to them are mandatory fields, as you'd expect. So these must be filled out, but the ones without them can be left blank if you prefer. So I'm going to leave these ones blank. Preferred name, I'm going to confirm that my address is my permanent home. If your postal address, which is already entered, is different to your home address, then you can differentiate the two here. Then there's the space for your telephone numbers. Your email address will have already been entered, as would have your date of birth. Your country of birth also needs to be entered here. A lot of these sections will have a see list button to the right of them. If you click that button, and then it will come up with a list of the countries. Just click whichever one applies to you. If you weren't born in the United Kingdom, then you need to enter the date at which you first entered. You also need to provide your nationality. You can provide your nationality if you have it. You need to state your area of permanent residence. So this is mostly broken down by sort of city and county. Pick whichever one's relevant to you, just for any random one. And then residential category. So these are things like, are you a UK citizen? Are you an EU national and have the right to stay in the UK, etc., etc. This next section, reference numbers, likely isn't relevant to you. So if unique learner number, test of English as foreign language number, or International English Language Testing System TRF number all sound completely unfamiliar to you, then it's likely that you can just leave this blank. The only students who will have to be filling out either of these numbers, either of these fields, are if you are an international student and taking one of the English language tests that are available. Otherwise, you can leave it. And then passport details are only relevant if your permanent home is outside of the EU, so unlikely to be any student at the college. But if this is you, then provide the passport details that it asks for. Student support. So this is a section that a lot of students get confused on. Fee code is a required answer. So fee code basically is just asking you how you plan on paying for the degree. Most students will take out a student loan. If you're thinking of taking out a student loan, or you know that that's how you're going to fund your degree, then 02 is the option that you want. If you're paying for your degree through savings that you've already got, then 01. And then there are other options for source of payment. It's not a hugely important section of the form, so don't worry too much if you think you might be getting a student loan but you're not sure. You can put 02 down as your answer. Whatever you put as your answer here isn't going to affect your student finance application when you actually make it at the end of your second year of sixth form. This is just a data collection thing for UCAS wanting to know what percentage of students use student finance to fund their degrees. So student support arrangements, this is only relevant to you if you selected 02. So they just want to you to specify where you are from, basically. Again. And then there's two more questions that are mandatory. Have you ever worked in the EU, excluding the UK, European Economic Area, or Switzerland? So basically, have you ever worked in other parts of the EU? Do you have a parent, step-parent, spouse, or civil partner who has worked in the aforementioned parts of the EU? Here you can update your contact preferences. So you would have been confronted with this little option screen when creating your account. Here you can just change them. Nominated access. Nominated access can be really important. It's not required that you put someone in, but it's definitely recommended. The nominee is basically the only person who can speak on behalf of you regarding your application. So on results day, let's say you missed your grades for your first choice university, but for whatever reason you're incapable of ringing universities yourself, your nominee can ring on behalf of you. So we'd recommend a parent or guardian, just in case you happen to be not in the country or in hospital, or for whatever reason not able to contact universities yourself on results day. And then disability and special needs. There are various options here. Go through those and see which one applies to you and give the answer. And then there's a box here for further information if you wish to include it. So what you then need to do is save your form. So when you save it, what it will do is send you back to the welcome screen. Send you back to the top of the personal details screen, sorry. But if you look at the top of the navigation pane, the little box next to personal details now has 3 dots in it. So that basically means that you've entered information onto the form and the form is in progress. Now, what you need to do when you've finished out each section of the form is to go back down and make sure section completed is ticked, and then you can click save. And what will happen is, instead of 3 dots being there, it will be a tick. Eventually, you'll get ticks for each section, and then the final section will open up and pay/send will be clickable, and you'll be able to click on that section of the form, enter in your payment details, and send the form off to the college. You don't need to fill out the entirety of the form in one sitting, as long as you make sure that you click the save button at the end of any period of editing or filling out the form. It will save what you've done in that sitting, and then you can come back to it at another time.